Hey guys, what's going on? This is EJ123 and welcome back to another behind the scenes video. This is a bit of a different one. Normally when I'm doing a behind the scenes video, I'm either talking about something like a new experience, like I did with the shooting camera footage in actual real life rather than just in game, or I'm designing a shop or a mini game for my lovely world. This one's a little bit different because I am going to be talking about my 800th video, which obviously I've already done. But it had a bit of a different process to some of my other specials, and there was a lot of it that was similar as well. So I'll talk about that as well. So if you haven't watched my 800th video, it will be as a link down in the description. I'd suggest go and watch that before you watch this because I'm about to explain the story, because then it will make sense. What happens, when I'm talking through the behind the scenes aspects. So you've got about 4 seconds until I talk about the story. So, what happens? Well, I start the video as normal, and we say that we're going to go and do the Olympics. Basically, the idea is that I've been building this Olympic stadium with some challenges in for the past couple of episodes, and it's all in preparation for my 800th video, where to celebrate we're going to do some Olympics, and then the winner gets to pick a minigame. That's the sort of idea for it, and then we've got like my alien Jam who's going to come in and join in as well. It's like a whole big event inside of my lovely world to celebrate, reaching 800 videos. But the twist is, when we get there, I'm explaining, in the middle of explaining how it's going to work, and the Dominus Flame Tyrannosaur, my villains, come in on these slime, like flying machine jet things, and they start dropping TNT on the arena, which is really bad because we've got all the pets there, so we don't mind if we die or the arena gets blown up, but I'm worried about the pets, because obviously pets can't be revived in Minecraft. You can't revive a dog, it's just dead. Whereas, I can respawn, I can rebuild the arena, I can load back the save, but the pet will still be dead. So that's sort of the premise of the attack. So we figure out that they've got a block of TNT on top of each plane. So we shoot that, which blows the plane up, and then Tyrannosaurus drops down, and then we kill both the villains, and then we're rescued, and then we go over and play bingo. So how is this different to my other specials? For a start, I was doing the commentary live, so sometimes, it's not very often actually, I used to do it a lot more than I do now, but sometimes I do the commentary after the fact, and I just record gameplay noise. There's two main reasons that I didn't do that for this. One, because I've got Dad in the video, and it's always difficult when I'm doing commentary after the fact with Daddy-O in the video, because he's obviously talking, and it will be a bit weird if he's a little bit quieter, so it always makes it a little bit difficult if I've got my dad in the video. Another reason is that there's no cuts. You may notice that in some of my attack videos, which is a great reason why I have the Ladder of the Skies, is that when I go up there I can actually cut, and then it makes it a checkpoint. So if something does go wrong, I can sort of go back to that checkpoint. I can just like get my inventory the same. Maybe I've got like a load of copies in the world, I can load back a different copy, and I can go back to that checkpoint. Whereas in this, I don't have those checkpoints. There's no cuts in the video, and it's just straight ahead. Well, there is, like, but it's after the villain attacks, where at that point there's no real point backing out and making a save. And also I didn't actually plan to do those cuts when I was filming, whereas with something with the Ladder of the Skies, if something does go wrong, I always plan, right, okay, if something goes wrong, that is where I will go back to, because that is where there is going to be a cut, and it won't look weird. And I always do a voiceover on those episodes, just because otherwise there's either like a weird gap in the audio where I'm not speaking, or I've tried to do it in the past where I carry on a sentence and it just sounds a little bit, so I'm going to do this because, and you know what I mean, it just comes out of the blue. So yeah, there's yeah, like I said, there's a couple of reasons why I'm not doing voiceover. One of the things it does make it more difficult for when I'm not doing voiceover is that I can't direct the actors, mainly the people who are playing the villains. In stuff like this, I've always got like a cue line, in terms of like, so the villains, they actually started off on the plane. On, like, the planes actually started off like over, I think it was like Raft Race, like that kind of area, and then I just gave them a cue line. And I say, right, okay, when I do the intro or when I say this line, this is when I want you to press the button and you can start flying away in the jets towards the thing, because I'd sort of timed it. I was like, okay, yeah, that's about where I need to be. Yeah, that's it. Always makes it a bit difficult because I can't just say, right, okay, do it now. I've got to say, right, remember this, and I've got to say this, and then I've got to remember it, and they've got to remember it, and it makes it a little bit more difficult. But one of the positives to not doing voiceover is that it makes it more natural. If I'm doing voiceover, it tends to be a little bit more detached. I don't know if that's a gap in my editing skill. I don't know if that's a gap in my like any other like skill, or whether it's just the way that it happens to be, or whether it's just because I know that they weren't recorded together. I don't know. Maybe if I showed it to someone who didn't know, maybe they just wouldn't think about it. But it is always something I'm conscious about, that it is always a little bit detached. Um, but yeah, that's sort of why there was no voiceover, whereas there's always voiceover in or most of the time in other specials, in other villain attacks. My 700 one is a good example of that. One of the reasons why it's different to other specials as well that I've done is that there's a load more people. You may notice that when I'm doing a special, it tends to be me started on my own or me with just the helpers. But and then that means that if it's me on my own, I can just get the villains and say, right, okay, you guys, you just start there, and then I'll come over to you and we'll go from there, and I'll explain the story of them. Or if it's the helpers, normally that's when I'm going up the ladder of the skies, and then I can say, right, okay, you guys, you just play the helpers now, and then when we change worlds, you guys can change skins, and it keeps, it's just a lot easier. Whereas this one, the original plan was to actually have Jam in the video as well. At the minute, it's just all three helpers, so that's four people already, including me, because we've got Daddy-O, Steve, and Deadlocks. And then we had Jam as well in the first two takes, and then we had the villain, so that's 7 people that I'm trying to organise, which is obviously a lot more difficult than 4, which is what the normal amount of people are. So that was already like a different experience. I've done it. I don't even think I've done that like kind of stuff. No, I can't like think of a time where I've had to do that. I was just about to say I think I did it in 666, but when I was doing 666, it was I had the helpers, and then like I did the cut where I told them to go to the military base, and then it was between segments I actually told them, right, okay, change skins, you need to be this skin, and then because we filmed all that in like segments, whereas this, like I said, was just one continuous take, so we couldn't even have it, right, okay, you change skin, it needed to be everyone together. But I think someone cancelled on the day. I can't remember who, but someone cancelled on the day, and they ended up, and so we just ended up saying, right, okay, we we don't need Jam for this to work. We'll be fine without Jam. We'll just say that he's coming on later, and then we can just record the next video as normal. So yeah, that's why it's sort of different to the other specials. The sort of the catalyst to me making this video is that I had normally when I record a special, we either record it in segments, and I have like different takes of the segments, and so it never lines up to be like a complete video. It's always like the end is done in the first take, and maybe the starts are in the first take, the middle's done in about four or 5 takes, something like that. Whereas this one, it took 3 takes to do the full thing, and we did run through the whole thing 3 times. And it was a multitude of reasons why I wasn't happy with the first 2 takes. The third one was obviously the one that we used, but take 1. The reason I wasn't happy with that one is because of my microphone. Basically, because I got a new microphone, like right before this. So you can see in some of the videos leading up to 800, I think it's like Castle Cards 2, like the tournament for that, my voice is like really distorted and like the gain's way too high on my voice. So it means that I am what's the word I'm looking for? Like my voice is a little bit distorted, and I didn't want that for episode 800. I wanted it because I knew it's obviously something, because it's a landmark. A lot of people, it's going to be like sort of rewatched, and a lot more people are going to be coming to it than say the normal ones, which are just the building and the playing. So I wanted to make sure that the voice and the gameplay were both good quality. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a clip from my 800th video, take one now, where you can see my voice is a little bit dodgy, and yeah, the quality just wasn't good enough to make it into the actual take.
Guys, what's going on? This is EJ Rebel123 and welcome to a Minecraft Let's Play video. And the same video inside of EJ's lovely world. Today in this video, it is my 800th video inside of my lovely world. You know, I actually can't believe that I've managed to keep this up for so long.
So I think you can tell just from that the quality just wasn't good enough for it to be the actual take that I put online. I could have done a voiceover, but as I mentioned before, it just always looks a little bit detached. But yeah, and then we move on to take two. So take two was actually done a couple of months later, basically because I didn't realise that that the what's it called, the microphone was like, what's it called, a little bit tetchy until I was actually on holiday, and I like, while I was just in the room, I had nothing else really to do, so I was just like editing, and I did like a load of videos, and I eventually got to like the ones just before 800, realised the voice was distorted, and went to check 800 and it was distorted. So that's sort of when I was like, right, okay, I need to sort these out, because obviously this can't be done. So then take two, we did, and this once again had jam in it, I think, and it was all right. But the thing was that I wasn't happy with the gameplay, in terms of, like, there was nothing wrong with it technically. It's just after I finished it, I just thought that wasn't fun. And I wanted it to be. I always like to end a video and think that was a fun video to record. I like that because then I think that reflects more in the actual video, especially the specials. Those are the ones that I always go, we need to re-record this, we need to do this, we need to do another take, and the helpers absolutely kill me for it, because it's that perfectionist attitude that they hate. And I'm not a perfectionist by any means. Like, you could probably tell that in my editing. It's quite sloppy, it's quite quick. But with these specials, I do like them to be done to a higher standard. So I'm always paying a lot more attention to them. So when I get to the end and I think, okay, that wasn't fun, I watch it through and I'd think, right, okay, that needs doing. That battle was way too quick, or that battle was way too long. That needs shortening. And I can't do that in editing because it will look weird, or it will feel weird, or it won't flow right, or for whatever reason it can't be fixed in post. That's when I say, right, okay, we need to do another take, which is what happened here. I can't even remember what happened. I got to the end and it wasn't I wasn't happy with it. But you're about to find out along with me now, why wasn't I happy with this take.
Minus 50, and the final challenge is this tightrope where oh, hold on a minute, what are these? What's going on here? Has someone brought some friends? Hello everyone, you guys can oh, sorry Deadlocks, you guys can watch the thing if you want. Maybe that's what the obsidian blocks are there for, actually. So the whatever those are can stop. Is it flying machines? I think it is. Yeah. Look, hi guys. I can't actually recognise them. Who is it? I can't quite see from down here. I can't see the thing. But yeah. Oh god. Hopefully they're going to be able to drop down safely. Oh. Sorry, someone called Emmanuel joined. Oh wait, no, they're dropping TNT. They're dropping TNT. What's going on? Oh wait, well, the other guy is as well. What's going on? Oh my god, no. Well, we're gonna have to shoot them down. Wait, let's shoot. Wait. Oh no, I don't know how we're gonna do this. There's I don't know how are we gonna get these guys down. Wait, I know what I'm gonna do. If I go up to the top of the of this tightrope, and then yeah, does somebody want to yeah, do people want to try and shoot the villains down from there? And I'll shoot them down from here. Look, yeah, it's Dominus Verlaine and Lord Tyrannus. And look, Steve, looks like Steve's gotten rid of Tyrannus, which is great. It's just leaves Tyrannus. And yes, that's Tyrannus gone. Oh no! But literally the whole, look at this.
So hopefully you got kind of the feel from that why I wasn't actually happy with the take. But now we move on to take 3, and this was the perfect one that we used, I think. Well, pretty much perfect. Yeah. So what happened? Why was I happy with this one and not the others, even though Jam wasn't in this one, which is my main bugbearer of the video? Well, I've got 2 big ones actually. One, that the actual action bit I think is too short compared to the minigame at the end, and I think maybe a lot of people might have thought that. I don't know though. I've not really seen anything pointing that out, so maybe that's just an internal thought that I have, or maybe it's just something that no one's thought to point out, or maybe everyone's clicked off by that point, or and that Jam's not in it. Those are the 2 little like things that I have wrong with this take. But overall, 2 things. I could tell that people didn't really want to record it again. I didn't really want to have the hassle of putting it together again, and also those 2 aren't as big of deals enough to warrant me recording it again, because if I needed to, I could always merge it with one of the other takes. Say it was take 1, I could always do the voice again, or say it was take 2, I could always just slap the end, like slap them together. Sorry, that just made me laugh, because when I said slap them together, I like clapped my hands together. I don't know if it came from I was just sat here like a walrus going anyway, so why was I more happy with this one than the other ones? I think that for one, I think that the villains arrived at a good time. I think that by that point we've sort of timed it. It was like, right, okay, I'm going to say that their queue line when I get to this location, and they will get there pretty much just after we get there. And it means that I can sort of explain what we're going to do. I can explain to the audience, and then they sort of realise a little bit more why it's a bigger deal, if that makes sense. Like, if I explain what's happening, what's going to happen, then they're like, oh, okay, so that's what we're missing out on. I'm probably explaining this really badly, aren't I? Like, in terms of, I want the audience to sort of know, right, okay, this is the plan, this is what's going to happen, and then it sort of subverts expectations more when the villains do come. So yeah, so we got there, and then the villains get there, and then they bomb. I go up to the tower at the top, and we shoot. So Verlaine gets shot off. I think Verlaine actually fell off in the video. I don't think he actually gets shot off, but he gets shot off, and I just presumed he died. Like that, genuinely, I just didn't realise that he was still alive. And then I was dealing with Tyrannus. We had the battle with Tyrannus, which was quite good because he didn't really know where each other were. We were both like, one of us was up here, one of us down here. So it was quite good because it was quite disorientating. We were like running around, and it was genuinely quite frantic. Like me going, oh, I don't know where he is, That's genuine. I don't know if if he shows up in the video. I didn't notice it when I was editing, which I normally would notice stuff like that I've missed when recording. I'd notice it if I'm editing it, especially with these ones, because I'm normally watching it over and over again just to make sure that each bit is as good as I can get it. So yeah, we kill Tyrannus. Well, actually, Daddy-O kills Tyrannus, which is quite funny. And then we go up to the top, and then we're like, okay, phew. We have that moment of thing, and then it turns out that Verlaine is alive, and he's charging around the corner, which I think just looks great, because I turn around and I just see him charging around that corner, and I'm so happy with that bit. It is just unbelievable, and I don't even know why, because it was just a genuine mistake. I genuinely thought he was dead, and that was it, and I was like a little bit disappointed because the battle bit had gone on for a little bit short, but then that bit for me sort of saved the take in terms of that. It's like, okay, phew, battle's over. No, it's not. There he is. So yeah, I think that was quite funny. And then Dadlocks ended up killing him, and then we go over and we play the mini game. So why did I play the mini game at the end of the take? One of the reasons was because the actual battle bit was just too short. It was like 8 minutes long or something, I think. So that just would have been too short for a video. So we head over to the bingo, which is the only other game that I've got in my town. So I sort of, because the Olympics is sort of a game in my town as well, I wanted to sort of make the link between the two. It's like, look, these are the only two things that I've got in my town that are playable and interactive. So I wanted to make sure that I could make that link, and also it's just a good excuse to play my bingo because it is quite fun. And then at the end, after the bingo, I do my talk. Thank you for everyone for helping. Thank you for watching and supporting the channel, and all that stuff. So what else did I want to talk about? I've got like some notes, but there's some things that have popped into my head while I've been talking, which I haven't actually put down. One of them is the music that I used. So I wanted to have some music. I've started including them in the general specials, just because I think otherwise it's a bit too comedy, and I don't really want it to be comedy. I want it to be a little bit comedy, obviously, like more slapstick than laughing at how bad it is. But I think without the music in the background, it makes it a little bit more like awkward, and it also signals to, like, when I look up and you can see the planes, and like there's the organ music starts playing, that makes it clear to the audience, right, okay, this isn't like Jam arriving or something, this is something bad about to happen. And then when I get up the thing, the music obviously transitions into like the battle music, and then I think actually some more music comes on when so that fades out when I kill Tyrannus, and then when Verlaine comes back on, there is some more music that comes playing. There's like a crescendo, which I think I added in. I can't remember if that actually made it in, or whether I just played around with that in the edit. In the edit, because there was a lot of music that I was experimenting with. I only use the default music in Clipchamp most of the time. That is the editing package that I use, just because it's free and it's already on my PC, and I know how to use it, and it's easy to use, and it basically does everything that I need it to do most of the time. It's even added in like green screen functionality, so when I do want to say fly a plane or use my cinema, then I can do that from in there, whereas in the past I've had to use a paid one, which I've had to pay for like an extra month for, just to use like once, which is a bit of a pain. But now I can do that from within Clipchamp, which is quite good. Anyway, I'm not sponsored, and I'm doing it with just the normal one as well. I'm not even using the premium version. So that really does limit my my thing. But for this, I wasn't happy with the general Clipchamp music. There is some of it, like I used what did I use it for? I used it for the battle against Tyrannus, where I'm shooting him off the plane, and then the sword battle. But the organ music I got from a royalty-free site, and the celebration music I also got from the same royalty-free site. And this just opens up my boundaries, I guess, of what music I can use, because obviously it is a big part of the specials now, and it adds to the intensity. And then the celebration music at the end, that comes on at the end as well when I'm ending the video, but it comes on a lot like quieter in the background, just to sort of, I guess I use that to sort of bring the audience's attention to what I was saying more, because if the music, you know, starts playing, like, I guess people go, oh, music, and then they start listening more, and then I end the video. But yeah, that's pretty much. I'm trying to think. Oh, and then taking the thumbnail, I wanted it to be a good thumbnail. I always take better thumbnails if I know that the video is going to be a premiere, because I know that obviously people could be waiting for a little bit before the video, or they could just click on and like a couple of days before when the premiere's been set and go, oh, okay, it's a premiere, and then like some people, I'm one of them. If like before a premiere, they like to go on and they like to study like each aspect of the of the thumbnail, which I wanted to viewers to be able to do. So I've got like a couple of so I wanted to have TNT in the thumbnail, because obviously the villains come and drop TNT. So I tried putting in like a load of different places. I tried putting it like in the background and like falling from the sky was like one of my ideas, but it didn't look very good, and it wasn't very excuse me, it wasn't very subtle enough, and I really wanted to be subtle so that you could only see if you were looking for it. And I realised that if I filled the pools full of water, like a couple of layers of water back, full of TNT, a couple of layers of water back, it meant that the that what's it called, the the audience, if they were looking for it, they could see, but if they just glanced at the thumbnail, then they wouldn't be able to see the TNT, or they were less likely to see the TNT, which means yeah, it's just a little Easter egg for people who are looking for it, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're playing out there. But other than that, that is it. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I know it's a bit all over the place. I've almost definitely cut out stuff I've said because I've been rambling for the past like half an hour. But yeah, and I hope you've also enjoyed seeing the clips. There's obviously some behind the scenes clips. I've been using like clips from all 3 takes here, so it's not just from the final one. And then obviously you saw the other 2 takes. Let me know if you want those full takes uploading as well, and I can just upload them on this channel just as, I don't know, just unedited completely, just like go on, just have a gander. And yeah, but other than that, that is going to be it. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. But till then, take it easy, guys. Bye.